Hello and welcome to Chesapeake Weekly Home Edition. Mayor Rick West held 2 new episodes of the Mayor's Emergency Response Roundtable last week, speaking with local experts, getting lots of really good information on the city's response to the pandemic. So one of the sessions was with members of the health department. And of course, vaccines are everything we're talking about right now. And there's many questions about them. One that we keep hearing is, does the vaccine actually contain the virus? So, when you get that shot in the arm, are you actually being infected with the virus? Well, that's what we have the experts here for. Dr. Nancy Welsh, director of the Chesapeake Health Department, was able to help us understand more about what this vaccine is all about.
This is one of the most exciting kinds of vaccines that could have come about. It is using what's called mRNA, and Pfizer actually had been working with this concept of using nucleic acid, the genetic type components, for about 30 years, because they've been working on creating a vaccine that may reduce genetic disorders that are caused by genetic malformations. And so they basically utilized this concept to develop the vaccine, which made it so that it could be developed much faster. I know a lot of people think, well, because it came out so fast, it must not be as safe, but it's because it's a totally different technology. What they are doing is, you mentioned live or attenuated. It used to be that for every other vaccine, we would grow it in eggs, and then it would either be an attenuated virus or it'd be a dead virus, and that's what we would give to you to develop the antibody. This is totally different. You don't have to grow anything, and it's not a virus. What they've done is developed a technique to develop an antibody to the spike. You see the picture of the COVID with the spike. That's not just kind of a cute picture. It's really what it looks like under the electron microscope. And that spike is not just for looks. That spike is sort of their key to get into the cell that will cause disease. So this technique with the mRNA, which means messenger RNA, the nucleic acid, it is developing the sort of what that genetic component of that spike is, so that's what's being given to you. So your body is developing antibody to the key for them to get into the cell. So it destroys their ability to open up the cell and get into our cell and cause disease. It's a phenomenal new approach, which actually reduces dramatically the kinds of side effects one would expect for people who previously with the vaccine were allergic to eggs, for example. They might have trouble with the vaccine, but that's not even a part of this. So it's really amazing technology, and it has helped to produce it much more rapidly.
Now, as for when you'll get to be vaccinated, I know I'm eagerly awaiting my number to come up. It is a bit of a moving target as the health department, who's leading the efforts, sets up clinics and moves through the state's requirements for who can get the vaccine and when. But you can actually take a quiz on the health department's website to find out where in that line you fall. So you can find that quiz at vdh.virginia.gov/COVID-19-vaccine. That's where you'll find all the health department's vaccine information. Again, they are the ones in charge of rolling that program out. And you can find that quiz on the webpage to get a better idea of kind of where you fall in line. Now, another topic discussed during the roundtable was how the city continues to respond to the COVID-19 situation right here in our community. Now, municipalities have all been doing different things. We are not the same as Norfolk or Suffolk or Hampton or even other municipalities across the country. And that ability to make the decisions that are right for our community has really been very important throughout this whole pandemic. And City Manager Chris Price is very confident that we've made the right choices for our community.
Every community has to make choices for themselves about their priorities. You'll hear a lot today, and you've heard a lot in the past few weeks about the tiers. The health department's worked a lot with us and our community partners to identify what's most important in the city of Chesapeake, and that might not be what's most important in other communities. There was some information in the newspapers and in the media this week about teachers getting vaccines, and that we're moving into 1B maybe a little bit more quickly than 1A, and I'm sure we'll be talking about that a little bit today. But We have made a choice in Chesapeake that getting kids back to school as quickly as possible is the Chesapeake way. And for kids that want to take advantage of online resources, the city's deployed millions of dollars of technology in terms of devices and wireless capabilities to make sure that can happen. But for those families that choose to have kids in an in-person environment, the key to making that happen is getting the teachers and support staff vaccinated. And so for the city of Chesapeake, that's the right choice. Many other schools are closed. Many other city halls in the region of the state have never reopened. We were the first, I believe, in Virginia to reopen and start providing those in-person services. So again, each community has to make these choices for themselves, and having Dr. Welch and her team and then our emergency management people side by side throughout this entire pandemic, and really before the pandemic began, the relationships that we've had in this city for decades, that's why we've been able to do this effectively the Chesapeake way. And I got to tell you, from the jurisdictions I've seen, I think we're second to none.
And just a reminder about city services. While most services are available as they have always been, City Hall is open if you need to go. Online services remain the best option for you. And you can pretty much do anything online, from getting a permit to downloading books. Now, exciting news coming out of Chesapeake Public Schools. Last week, the first round of teachers have been vaccinated, and not just teachers, other school staff as well. It was really a collaboration between the health department, the Virginia Medical Reserve Corps, and Chesapeake Public School staff. Literally hundreds of CPS staff have gotten their first round of vaccinations. Dr. Jared Cotton, superintendent of Chesapeake Public Schools, was also with Mayor Rick West at one of the roundtables last week, and here's what he had to say.
We have 700 employees signed up to receive the first dose of the vaccine this morning. We also have a waiting list, 700.
Wow.
And what's amazing about that is they only had about a 24-hour period to sign up. So we've had over 700 express interest. And then, of course, we're going to have another 700 doses on Friday at Oscar Smith High School. And that number, we have just a handful left of those slots available. But the important thing is that we've scheduled 3 rounds. We have 3 groups that we're going through, and we've really set priorities based on the employees who work very closely with students and with a large number of students, and particularly our elementary teachers in the first round, but all of our teachers need to be in the first 2 rounds. But we also made sure we included our bus drivers, our bus assistants, our cafeteria workers, and our custodians, because all of these employees work very closely with students, and they're an important part of our support that we provide, and they're all involved in safety practices in our schools. So what we're excited about is this is just an extra layer of protection for our staff and employees, and this wouldn't happen without our great partnership we have with our local health department and Dr. Welch.
You can watch both of these episodes of the Mayor's Emergency Response Roundtables at youtube.com/Chesapeake Television, where you'll find all of our local programming. It really is very informative. They talk about all sorts of different things, so I do hope that you'll take the time to just turn it on, maybe turn it on while you're, doing the dishes or go for a walk, and listen to all of the local information from our experts. The planning department continues to work on the Indian River Planning Area Study. So this study is evaluating the current conditions along Indian River Road and the Military Highway corridor to make plans for improvement. And they've got a lot going on. The study team has a lot to show right now. It's all available on the planning department web pages. But here's senior planner Benjamin Camrus with more about this exciting study.
We've been presenting different parts of the plan throughout the past year to the community, which we've done virtually through Zoom meetings and hosting things on the planning department website. So this will be the first time the public will have the opportunity to engage with the study team and the city in person as we move into the public hearing process, where we hope to have the plan eventually adopted and it become a part of the comprehensive plan, which would be policy. This plan is definitely special for the community and the city. It's something that we have been wanting to do for a number of years. So we're really excited that we have been able to bring it to fruition and make it happen. And I believe it will be an effort of the city moving forward to do more small area plans focused on different neighborhoods and areas of the city, so that we can really invest more time and focus and have plans that are reflective of unique community needs.
And I'll say, even if you don't live in that area, it's still really cool to take a look at some of the things that the planning department is doing. It's a big part of what they do, and it sounds like it's an exciting start to perhaps some future studies coming out from other areas of the city. So take a look at the Indian River Area Planning Study. You can find all of that at cityofchesapeake.net/planning. Well, we are excited to bring you the culmination of a story we've been following for some time now. There's a new homeowner in South Norfolk, thanks to Habitat for Humanity, thanks to 150 volunteers working over 2,400 hours to complete this home for a much deserving family.
I was very excited. It was unreal. It was just unbelievable.
What's your favorite thing about the house?
The living room. The living room is very big.
Have you started decorating?
I have. I put some pictures on the wall. The shed, I love the shed. Is a mini version of my house.
Oh, really?
Put storage, my lawnmower, once I get it, hopefully.
Cool.
Keisha was a perfect candidate because she had a job. She had a real desire to help build her house. She did the 200 hours of equity. She took her 1-year home ownership classes that she needed to take, and she was willing to partner with us. So this is not an easy process. It normally takes almost 2 years for a family to get from the beginning to the end process. And she was willing to take that journey with us, and she was committed from the get-go, and that made her a perfect candidate.
Once you're accepted into the program, you have to do 200 sweat equity hours. It was exciting. I got to use a nail gun, hammer, a lot of tools never used before. Got to use a pump jack.
I don't even know what that is.
I was on the side of the house putting up siding.
Okay.
I'm very thankful that everyone came out to help. Taking time from their families and very appreciative. You have to do a home ownership class, money management, budgeting, how to keep your credit score to where it's supposed to be.
Right now we're building 2 houses in Suffolk, but we are actually looking for more homes right here in South Norfolk. Everything you see behind us is only possible because of the partnership we have with the City of Chesapeake. City of Chesapeake is a great partner when it comes to affordable housing, and asking Habitat to be part of that team addressing the need for affordable housing right here in Hampton Roads.
I just want to thank everyone that helped out in this process, and I'm very appreciative. Just want to say thank you. My daughter really likes moving in the house. She's excited. She can't wait to decorate her room. She wants to paint, but I don't think I'm going to let her.
Why not? Isn't that part of the process?
Yeah, it is, but she wants it teal. I don't think I'm going to let her paint it teal.
That's good. That's good.
Chesapeake is, without a doubt, the city that cares. Welcome home, Wilson family. That's all we've got for you for this week. Thank you so much for joining us. Have a wonderful week, stay healthy, and we'll see you next time.
Daddy? Dada? Daddy? Daddy?
Dad?
Dad?
Dad? Dad?
Mom was diagnosed with Alzheimer's at 58 years old.
This disease just ravages a family.
It changes your life. If we work together, we can stop this epidemic. Now is the moment.
Contact Bright Focus and learn more.